It's week 1 of the 2024 season, and coming up, it'll be no holds barred between NFC South rivals, the Panthers and the Saints, coming up next.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, there's nothing quite like it. That feeling of beginning another NFL season, and these two squads, they're going to do just that in a moment.
And what makes it so exciting is the range of possibilities these teams have before them, because we could be seeing one of these teams earn the Lombardi Trophy in February, while the other, they could earn the #1 draft pick in April or anything in between. And we've got the best seat in the house every step of the way.
Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway from the Superdome. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Panthers head out for their initial drive, and at the helm is their second-year quarterback now, the #1 overall pick from 2023, Bryce Young.
And he's certainly coming off a very tough rookie campaign, but he showed flashes of why he was the #1 overall pick. Now starting over in year 2 with a brand new coaching staff, I expect Bryce Young to show the world his talents in full.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Young to throw it. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Louisville.
And to say that this is a big spot is the classic understatement. It's a ton of pressure on this rookie quarterback as he gets to play right away. And let's face it, he's trying to take in every moment from his first start, but at the same time, he's got to focus on what's in front of him.
And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's 2nd down. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 9. They'll set up to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
One of the things we always talk about heading into a game, who's going to set the tone early, and very early on here, we're seeing a defense is showing they're going to continue to break pressure.
They smelled that early 3 and out, brought the pressure, and the hit forced the incompletion. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Young working out of the gun. That's to the rookie from South Carolina, Xavier Liggett. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Young. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Throwing, Young. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
To the air once more, Young. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Looking to throw. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
They'll look to throw again. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
How about the show put on by these two defenses in this first half? The fireworks don't have to be just offensively. Neither one of them given an inch, and that's good coverage once again there to force another 4th down.
And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Now Young. That one complete to Leggett. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. Now 2nd and 3. Here's Young. And that is incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Young. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The New Orleans offense set to take over. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now 1st down. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He gets it to Cooks. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. They'll look to throw now on first down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You
don't deserve anything for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Here's Matthew Hayball now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Young. That's over the middle to his tight end, Sanders. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. Young to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Young. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll throw again. Young. And once again, this is Sanders. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And it's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Young will set to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. Xavier Legette, 55 yards. And the Panthers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
kills.
Speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. The results for them so far, not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara trying to run inside, but nothing there. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a third down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. So on fourth down, Matthew Hayball on to punt. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Young now. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they'll take over here following the interception with a chance to tie the ball game. It's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. A quick throw there is incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Back to throw here. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Here's Blake Grupe now for the Saints field goal. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. They work now on 2nd and 9. To throw, Young. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And this one is incomplete.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to do there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. Here's a 2nd and 5. As they've got it as we resume action. Kamara up the middle. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. And I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave. Embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. They'll drop to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 14. A good pickup there at 22.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
A first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. They'll look to throw here. This is caught. Touchdown, Saints. Cam Akers from 4 yards out. And the Saints have taken the lead. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
The point after, good by Groupie. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now fourth down. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. This is brought in at the 21. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. The offense on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll set up to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt. 3-yard return. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Here's a quick throw to Thielen. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw, Young. Sanders has it over the middle. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Now here's Young. That one complete to Ligon. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 14 yards, good for a Panther 1st down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The run starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
This ball complete. It's an out route to Thielen. It'll be a gain of 5. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Young to throw it. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 41. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Finding Taysom Hill complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. The catch and run good for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Looking for the out route here, and he's got Cooks.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. The tight end Hill. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
3rd down and 1.
He'll look to throw. Touchdown!
Taysom Hill, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints are able to stretch out their lead.
Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina.
And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out.
Now Young. The Sanders has got it complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now Young. Over the middle, complete. It's Hubbard. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Again, it's Young. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing, Young. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's Sam Martin now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. This will be fielded at the 17. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And just inside of a minute left, Charles, they got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They're going to look to throw. He gets it to Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10.
He'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Back to throw again. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
This one taken in by Olave.
And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to kick it away. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Patrick Mahomes, 2 touchdown passes as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Josh Allen, 2 touchdown passes as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit.
Taking it right down Broadway.
He's to the 15.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
Chris Olave.
75 yards.
And the Saints are looking good here in the season openers. They're able to extend their lead.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Groupie able to add the PAT.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Panthers offense and Bryce Young headed back onto the field. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Thielen going to go in motion right.
Young now. And this one's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain. or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Checks this down to Hubbard.
A beautiful fake. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
They'll try and run for this with Hubbard.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard.
Demario Davis there on the stop.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway, but the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down.
Here is Young.
They'll run the screen with Hubbard.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. They run here with Rico Dowdle. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
Off the play fake, Young. To the left side, he's got Sanders. And he was able to shed one tackle, but could not get away from there.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. In motion goes the tight end. 3rd down, Young from the gun. Steps away to his left.
And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short.
Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off, because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
They'll run for it. It's Hubbard.
And boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down, and the Saints will have the football back.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. They'll look to throw.
Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays.
So no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
Carolina getting set to take the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher, 3rd down and 9.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts.
Young is intercepted for the 3rd time this game.
It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
But just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, they're running a crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
The Saints again ready to go on offense. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end. Trying the left side with Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
They run. It's Kamara. And, boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Alvin Kamara unable to push past that yellow line. And the Panthers will get the football back. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Right back to Hubbard. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Young is set to throw.
He'll find McMillan here.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
A give up the middle, Hubbard.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Carolina.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. The Saints offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Gets this complete to Shaheed.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the fourth. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll set up a throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Hill shedding the tackle.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down, fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A nice throw there. We've seen a lot of those from this young man. And how would you assess, Charles, his first start thus far?
I think it's been everything that they could have asked for because he's handled all the basic things quite well. And even some of the wrinkles that have been thrown at him, he's shown a lot of poise throughout and made some nice plays.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Here's Blake Grupe now for the Saints field goal. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt.
And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Panthers offense had Chuba Hubbard set to take over once more. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Devon Godshaw getting in there and dropping it.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He'll find Thielen work in the middle. So the completion good for 7 there. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Young to throw it.
They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
Gotta try it here. He's back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Apparently they weren't interested in playing the field position game. They opt to keep their offense out there. A big mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, that one backfired. In hindsight's always 20/20, but let's call it what it was. We would have first guessed that one and said, don't do it here. Bad situation. I think they need to be closer to midfield before I would start to think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And once you start taking risks like that, you're going to have to keep taking them throughout the game, especially when they don't work.
Yeah, at this stage of the second half, interesting. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
45 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara.
He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list.
And the Saints are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. The point after, good by Groupie.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
From the shotgun, it's Young.
That one complete to Ligon.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Young to throw it. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And Young will slide to the ground safely as he picks up the first down as well.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Young now from the 50.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
It'll fall, and it'll be second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Now Young. A heck of an effort there on the scramble leaves him with just third and a yard.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
It's desperation time. Young on fourth down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And the Panthers turned away on fourth down. And the Saints will have the football back. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that fourth down.
Trying to run down some clock with Kamara.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just one. From the 48-yard line, here's second and 9.
Back to throw.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Third and 2.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Kamara gets it again on second down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6. They'll look to throw here. They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand-new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1, and to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for New Orleans, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.